Welcome back into the channel, my friends. It's your boy Steve from Straight Fire Picks. You guys ready to get after it here in the NBA today? We got your best bets for the NBA here for you today on Wednesday, April 30th, 2025. NBA player props, spreads, totals, predictions, as always. 3 picks in the video. Let's lock in and get this sweet.
Well, my presence isn't real. It's another bad one like this is scale. It's straight fire. All my bets straight from. You're in the house that cat made now. Straight fire.
As always, if you guys are new to the channel, make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe button for me. Always appreciate that. On the road to 10,000 subscribers. I can't believe we're actually saying that, guys. We're on the road to 10,000. I appreciate all of your support. It's been so much fun growing with you guys. And hopefully we can get there a little quicker than we got the 9,000. But I appreciate you guys. Let's hop right into a recap from yesterday. So we ended up going 2-1. It was a solid day in the NBA for us yesterday. Obviously would have loved to have the sweep, but we cashed Kawhi Leonard over 36.5 PRAs. He finishes with 40. Despite that game kind of getting away from the Clippers there, Kawhi Leonard still gets there. And then Tobias Harris over 21.5 points and rebounds. He also gets there pretty easily as well, finishing with 25. So we'd love to see that. Derek White over 24.5 PRAs. He definitely let us down. He usually doesn't, but yesterday he just did not have it. Was not offensively aggressive. Had 9 rebounds and assists, but just did not shoot the ball hardly at all. So obviously, that definitely hurt us there. Wish we could have cashed on that. But still a solid day in the NBA, 2-1. We'll always take winning days, plus 0.85 units. As far as our Comet Capper recap, we got to get the bag, calling Tyrese Halliburton over 4.5 rebounds. Justin McKelvey calling the Bucks team total over 107.5. And Lit Picks calling the Pacers team total over 115.5. Love to see it, guys. Great call-outs from our Comet Cappers. You guys, once again, killed it in the comment section, which we love to see. So, check out all of our links down below in the pinned comment and description if you guys are interested in anything here at the channel in regards to merchandise, membership, social media. Follow us on social media. All those links down below in the pinned comment and description. Do apologize about the late video today, guys. My plan is to have videos out much earlier to you guys. 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time for Major League Baseball, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time for NBA. That is always our plan. And like I said, I will be much better about that here going forward. I won't be perfect probably to it, but that should be the time frame that we'll have videos out. And we'll really work hard to make sure we're getting those out earlier to you guys. So I appreciate y'all. Thank you for bearing with me and being patient with me. It's been a little bit of a trying last week, just some tough stuff in the schedule and just some different things that have happened. And for whatever reason, I appreciate all of your guys' tips yesterday for the allergies. I don't know if it's the allergy season or whatever. It has knocked me out. Like, it has made it very tough to even get up in the morning. So I've just been very heavy lately. So hopefully, obviously, that gets a little bit better. But like I said, we'll work as hard as we can to get the content out to you guys. And hopefully, let's get to the window together and make some money. So without further ado, let's get right into our picks here for today. At number 1, we're going Brandon Podziemski over 13.5 points here for the Golden State Warriors. Going minus 105 odds on DraftKings. Now, last night when I was typing this up, I believe this was like plus 112 on Rivers. So the line has moved a little bit, or rather plus 102 on FanDuel. That line moved to minus 118 now. So that line is definitely moving in a direction indicating more action to the over. And obviously, Podsy coming off a game where he had 26 points. I mean, really have to throw out one of his games in this series that he missed. He had 0 points in one of the games in this series, I believe game 2. Obviously, that was mostly in relation to the fact that he had food poisoning and really didn't play a lot of minutes or shouldn't have even been on the court. But still attempted to play, which was really unfortunate because we had that bet that day. Should not have attempted to play. So he had 0 points that game. So I throw that game out the window. If you throw that game out, he's 2 of 3 in the series. The logs of 14, 10, and 26. Obviously, the attention is going to continue to be on Curry and Butler. Offensively, you guys know that they're going to garner the attention. Should give Podsy, should continue to give him good looks. Obviously, we saw him really step up last game with 26. We're not looking for 26 from him, though. We're just looking for 14. And I think he could get there. Like I said, with the projected minutes and usage that he'll get, that's really why I love the bet. If you throw out positional matchup, even throw out what I just said about Curry and Butler, it's really about his minutes and usage for me. He's projected to get 35 plus minutes, which is pretty much averaged in the series. Like I said, outside of that food poisoning game, 20 plus % usage as well is what he should get again today as well. He's 88% to this line with those metrics this season. So if he's going to get 20 plus % usage and 35 plus minutes, and you guys kind of know this is what's going to happen with him because of how well he's played in this series, and also just with the rotation being limited as far as the lack of trust with Kuminga. Podzie's going to get the minutes, and I believe he's going to get the usage. So as long as he gets those, I'm going to live with the results. He's obviously got to make his shots when he gets them. He's got to make some open shots. But I think the odds of him getting there are pretty good as long as those metrics are in place, which is what I'm projecting here. We've seen him go 4 of his last 6 games versus the Rockets to this line. Like I said, the continued attention also on Curry and Butler like we've talked about. He's going to get good looks. He'll have some open looks here today. It's going to be on him, obviously, to make those looks. So, obviously, hopefully, he brings his shot with him tonight. But like I said, I've been really big into minutes and usage, especially in the playoffs, just because it's kind of like what we talked about yesterday with Tobias Harris and Kawhi Leonard. It worked out. Derek White, unfortunately, it didn't work out. Really thought it would, and that was just one of those games where the game got away. And he just never really was offensively aggressive, which happens sometimes, but those are really anomalies. We saw what Derek White did for most of that series. So I really like the look here on the minutes usage, guys. Love it there for our number 1 pick on Podziemski. Going Brandon Podziemski over 13.5 points here for the Golden State Warriors. You got minus 105 odds here on DraftKings. Kane at number 2. Similar realm, guys. We've taken this play quite a bit as well. We're going Jaden McDaniels over 21.5 PRAs here for the Minnesota Timberwolves. Minus 105 odds on ESPN Bet. The books haven't really moved this line in this series, and it's really a head scratcher to me because he's posted logs at 36-13, 36-30. He's gone 30 plus in 3 of the 4 games in this series. What are we talking about here? I mean, he's not just clearing the line, he's clearing it with a lot of room to spare, and I think once again, with the projected minutes and usage that he'll have tonight, which I'm just going by what we know, he's averaging 37 minutes per game in this series, 18 plus % usage in the series. He's 9 of 10 this season with those metrics. 8 of those 9 hits, he had 30 plus PRAs. What are we talking about here? Obviously, you guys know he's going to get solid looks with Randall and Edwards on the floor because those guys are going to garner the attention. McDaniels is going to continue to be that guy that continues to get good looks. They have to live with McDaniels' production, the Lakers do. And I think once again, I think he's in line for another good game here today. I can't not take this line. He's gone 5 of his last 6 games versus the Lakers to this line. Lakers allow the 5th most points to small forwards this season, so this is a weak spot on the floor for them. And I think McDaniels, once again, could take advantage. And we've seen him really cash this line in different ways in this series. Being able to get on the glass, being able to score. He's had some big scoring games in this series. He's had some big rebounding games in this series, which you love seeing that. And he can also throw in a few assists as well. So, really like the spot, McDaniels, guys. Think he's going to, like I say, continue to get good attention here, or continue to get good looks. Obviously, with Randall and Edwards on the floor. Like I said, it's one of those things where a lot of these lines, guys, if the books aren't going to move them, we're going to keep playing them. We got rewarded playing Tobias Harris, continuing to stay on his line, despite we missed one game where he got into foul trouble. But continuing to stay on his line, he's been cashing. And that's the thing. It's like these guys are hitting. Kawhi Leonard, with the projected minutes and usage, his line, obviously went over. But that was with the game also getting away, too. And Leonard still went over. So if they leave Leonard's line at 36.5 next game, I'm going to take it again. I think those are obviously solid things to do. So love it there for our number 2 pick, guys. We got Jaden McDaniels over 21.5 PRAs here for the Minnesota Timberwolves. Minus 105 odds on ESPN Bet. Got caught up on my saliva there or something. All right, and finally at number 3, we're going Fred VanVleet over 14.5 points here for the Houston Rockets. We're going plus 102 odds on Rivers. So yeah, last night, this is another one that's moved a little bit. It was plus 112 last night on Rivers when I was starting to type this up. Then obviously I fell asleep. But love this spot here for VanVleet, guys. We know the veteran VanVleet leading this young Rockets team. he's the one guy that you could trust to show up tonight in a pivotal Game 5 where they're going to need his scoring. They're going to need him to step up, and I think he knows it. And so I'm looking for him to be offensively aggressive in a closeout game for the Warriors. I think they're going to obviously need his shooting to stay in this game. The Rockets are favored in this game, which is a little weird to me. But in either case, I think Van Vliet, like I said, really like his setup here. He's posted logs at 17 and 25 over his last 2 games, so you like seeing that. 10 of his last 14 playoff games to the over for Van Vliet he's hit, so obviously like that. He is definitely more of a crunch time performer. He's a guy that when you need him to step up, we saw it in that series versus the Warriors in the NBA Finals. He was the guy hitting big shots at different points in that series. So obviously they really need it from him. Even more so than they needed him in that series, because they had Leonard and stuff like that. But if you look at his metrics, this is another guy where you're looking at minutes and usage. 40-plus minutes every game of the series he's played. He's averaging 17.5 usage percentage in the series. If he gets 40 minutes and 17+% usage, he's 18 for his last 20 games with those metrics. One of those misses coming in this series. So typically, if he's going to get those metrics, which I think he will, I think he's going to go over this mark once again. Obviously, you like that hit rate. You can't really do it much better than 90%. And one of those misses coming in this series, I don't think he'd miss it again. I think he'd hit, like I said, I think he'll hit this over with those minutes and usage. Like I said, amongst the young guys on the team in a closeout game, Van Vliet's going to be the guy looking for a shot, I believe. I believe he's going to come out offensively aggressive and really try to set the tone, particularly from the three-point line, which obviously he's going to shoot a lot of threes. We're going to need him to drop some threes tonight, so hopefully he doesn't have a terrible shooting game. He had a shooting game of 4 for 19 in this series where he went under. So we're hoping he doesn't do something like that, but if he's going to put up 15 to 20 shots this game, I'll take my chances that he's going to hit the over, especially with him being a clutch time performer. So love it there, guys, for our number 3 pick. We're going Fred VanVleet over 14.5 points here for the Houston Rockets, plus 102 odds on Rivers. All right, guys, that is it for our picks. If you enjoyed the content, make sure, as always, you guys hit that like and subscribe button for me. I didn't actually have my Yeti microphone going in our last video. I was using a laptop mic, which I didn't realize till after. So this is the mic that you're hearing. So hopefully it wasn't too crazy loud. That's the only concern I'm having here, because I see we're going into the red at times. So I was trying to keep my voice a little lower. But having some fun with a new setup today, guys, and working on some things here at the channel. No MVP picks today, just because we are so late in the day, and unfortunately I didn't get things rolling early this morning like I should have. But like I said, it is our goal to have stuff out earlier for you, and then now we'll also have our MVP plays returning as well, hopefully tomorrow, as long as we can get things out on time. But appreciate you guys as always. Make sure you guys enjoy the basketball. I think what gets lost, even with me sometimes, we get into placing bets and we forget to enjoy the game. And for me, I love basketball. I always have. That's partly why I do this, is because my love for the game. So enjoy the basketball. So even if you don't place bets, enjoy the games. Playoff basketball has been great. And it's been a welcome surprise for me, because the NBA this season for me at times was almost unwatchable. But during the playoffs, we've seen a lot of cool things happen. We've seen a lot of different scuffles, a lot of attitude, a lot of emotion, a lot of physical play, and it's great for basketball. I really think it's awesome for basketball. You have all these narratives like Tyrese Halliburton's dad getting into it with Giannis yesterday, even though I don't think Hallie's dad should be going onto the court and getting in a player's face. There's part of it that I like, right? It just kind of has a little bit of that, like, yeah, I mean, you don't really like what Hallie's dad's doing, but you like the attitude, you like the emotion. And we're seeing more of that in these playoffs, which really makes me happy on the inside, because I miss that in basketball. Back in the old days, the early 2000s, when that was prime basketball watching time for me when I was a little younger. I was like 10 to 15 years old. I was following, in the NBA, the Kobe Shaq days. That was like my prime watching basketball times. And the NBA was much more physical and, for me, much more fun to watch. And, you have some of that returning here in the playoffs, which I think is great. And hopefully that continues. You got the stuff in this series with the Rockets and Warriors, obviously. Draymond Green, Eason, Curry, Brooks, all these guys getting into it, mixing it up with each other. I love it, guys. I think it's great for basketball. Hopefully you guys get to enjoy that. And like I said, whether you play spots or not, enjoy the games. So appreciate you guys. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. We'll catch you next time. Peace out.